On May 6, 2025, South Asia lit up with talk of a major air confrontation. Some claimed it was part of a secretive Indian operation, while others dismissed it as just rumor. But, one thing became clear. The conversation about Pakistan's Air Force had changed. For decades, India's air arm has been regarded as one of the most powerful in the world, fielding advanced aircraft like the French-built Rafale and Russian Su-30 MKI. So how did Pakistan, with a smaller and less funded air force, suddenly become the focus of global attention? To understand that, we have to rewind to a partnership that began decades ago between Islamabad and Beijing. In the years following the Cold War, Pakistan made a decision that would reshape its military future. Instead of relying solely on American technology, which often came with strict conditions and export limitations, it began to work closely with China. That collaboration produced one of the most important fighter programs in the developing world, the JF-17 Thunder. Affordable, customizable, and combat-proven, the JF-17 showed that Pakistan could move beyond dependence on older Western systems. But Beijing had bigger ambitions, and Islamabad was ready to take the next step. Enter the Chengdu J-10C, a 4.5-generation multi-role fighter that, many analysts describe as China's answer to the F-16 and Rafale. When Pakistan received its first batch of J-10Cs in 2022, it signaled a new era. The jet featured active electronically scanned array radar, advanced electronic warfare pods, and long-range PL-15 air-to-air missiles, believed to reach targets more than 200 kilometers away. This wasn't an export-downgraded version. It was the same frontline variant used by China's own Air Force. And that shocked many Western observers who had long assumed Chinese systems were second-tier. Defense experts noted that the J-10C's high agility, data link networking, and helmet-mounted targeting systems gave it an edge in certain scenarios, especially when paired with airborne early warning aircraft, a role the Pakistan Air Force has invested heavily in. But the secret to Pakistan's air power credibility isn't just hardware, it's the pilots. Since the 1960s, the Pakistan Air Force has emphasized elite training over quantity. Its pilots have flown in international exercises alongside NATO and Middle Eastern air forces, gaining experience in diverse combat environments. This tradition of adaptability stretches back to 1974, when Pakistani pilot Lieutenant Sadr Alvi, flying for Syria during the Yom Kippur War, reportedly downed an Israeli Mirage, despite flying a borrowed Soviet MiG-21 and communicating in languages he barely understood. That culture of skill and improvisation continues today. Pakistani aviators are known for maximizing their aircraft's strengths even against larger, more advanced opponents. While India's Rafales are some of the most advanced Western jets in service, the J-10C's cost-to-performance ratio and compatibility with Chinese support systems make it a serious regional counterweight. Defense analysts stress that modern air warfare isn't just about who has the faster jet, it's about information dominance. Pakistan's integration of Chinese radar, data links, and electronic warfare suites suggests it's building a networked combat environment rather than relying on one-to-one dogfights. For India, that means focusing on its own modernization, integrating indigenous Tejas fighters, long-range sensors, and upcoming stealth projects. Both nations are now racing to master AI-assisted targeting, electronic deception, and next-generation propulsion, pushing South Asia into a new era of aerial competition. It's easy to frame this story as East versus West or India versus Pakistan, but the real takeaway is broader. China's defense industry has reached a point where it can export modern, battle-ready fighters without foreign assistance. Pakistan, in turn, has shown how smaller nations can modernize through strategic partnerships instead of overwhelming budgets. If these trends continue, future versions of the J-10, and perhaps the stealthier J-35, could reshape the balance of power not only in South Asia, but across the Middle East and Africa, where several countries are already evaluating Chinese aircraft. The skies over South Asia are becoming a proving ground for the next generation of military technology. Whether the J-10C's reported victories are real or exaggerated, one fact remains undeniable. The conversation about global air superiority has changed. No longer dominated by a single superpower, the future of aerial warfare is being written by nations that innovate quickly, share technology, and learn from every encounter. And in that race, Pakistan and China have made their presence impossible to ignore.